Prepare yourself for the best podcast.
So we'll just start from here. So if Eric, you want to kick us off?
Okay, welcome to the show. This is Save It for the Podcast with Brandon, Mark, Jesse, and myself, Erik Lambert, as the main host. And to start off, we're going to discuss episode 2, which you guys missed last week because we didn't air it because it was disgusting and terrible. And instead, we're learning about how to make this podcast. And episode 2 is a great example of a lot of things not to do.
Yeah.
So from that podcast, we made a couple rules. Brandon?
Well, Brandon made these rules for himself.
Well,
but
Brandon,
I think they might apply well just across the board.
So Brandon was going to play this episode for his wife, who's, pretty critical.
She's very critical. Yeah.
And so he gave her 3 things ahead of time that he said, I already know about these things. Don't tell me about these things because I already know about them. So
if you're going to critique me, it can be on anything but these things because I already know these things.
Because Brandon knows Heather pretty well.
She needs the disclaimer. I know exactly what she's going to critique beforehand. So
is it me? Well, I'm the only person that's spoken so far.
What do you mean is it you?
No, he's saying beforehand listening to episode 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of a shame we have to bring that back up and talk about it again, but it might be worth revisiting.
I think shame is half the point.
Yeah, you're right. Because, like you said, we're learning.
Right.
And let's clarify, too, that we don't ever want to cut stuff out of our podcast. We want everybody to feel like they're included.
Right.
But we do want to hold ourselves to a high standard and not just put out crap.
Yeah.
That's why we cut the entire
Exactly.
podcast.
Okay.
Well, and because no one here has experience with podcasts except for Mark.
Well, no, I did radio. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
but
completely different.
you
than
have your other
podcast.
podcast.
That's broadcast. That's totally different.
You have your other podcast, which you've done before this. So
Oh, that's
technically,
true.
you
But
are
I'm just doing it at the same time I'm
experienced.
doing these. So I'm learning both at the same time.
So
go ahead,
okay,
Brandon. Let's start with the rules.
well,
you have 3 or 4.
Yeah, and because I want to say I accept responsibility for the bad quality of this second episode. I want to take the majority of the weight of that.
You're being too harsh on yourself.
Why don't
and
you take
that's why
38%?
I mean, that's why I agreed to
Brandon
take
is being our savior.
only 10% of the proceeds
oh, you just gave yourself
for the podcast.
Like 8 more
1,000%
yeah.
raise.
Yeah.
So
All right, good for you.
that the first rule is 1 drink maximum.
Okay.
I was a little toasted.
Well, when you say 1 drink, do you mean like 1 alcohol or meaning
like a sip?
like a liquor?
1 alcohol.
1 liquor or 2 beers? What is that? What is the
No,
rule
no.
when you're learning?
1 beer,
One beer,
shot of
1 beer, 1
whiskey.
glass of wine, 1 shot of whiskey.
1
They're
glass
all
of
the
wine.
same.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it
Effectively.
was.
Yeah.
I thought it was 1 liquor, 2 beers.
Well,
I think the problem
it depends
there.
on it depends on the liquor.
Or
all
depends
comes
on
out
the
same place.
The
yeah.
proof can vary.
Okay.
I mean, from like 40 proof.
So is that what you're going by?
Well, and the
proof.
problem with that, I think, was that you poured me my first glass, and it was probably 2 glasses.
it was pretty
worth.
hefty.
And then I had a second,
Right.
Which
And I
was
hadn't-
technically a third.
and I hadn't really drank in a while, so
Which-
it had an effect on me.
Quick shout out to
Um,
that whiskey.
Oh, Wild Turkey American
Wild
Honey
Turkey American Honey makes a pretty drinkable
podcast.
podcast. An unplayable podcast. actually. But we recorded our second podcast on the same night as our first.
Right.
And we didn't plan on doing that.
no.
So we got through the first, no problem. Everything was great. And then Brendan just kept on going.
And at one point in the second episode, you can actually hear him breaking the ice and putting it in the glass.
Yeah.
It's like ding, ding. And I was like, when I'm re-listening to that, I'm
Yeah.
like, at that point, that's probably when we should have been like,
That's the sound of alcoholism.
yeah, exactly. Like we should have been
I don't
cutting him
want to
off
wait
at that point.
I don't want to wait anymore. I want
No.
this right now.
I might actually say that it got better after that. It was the time up until then that was just devastating.
I don't know.
So you were
I'd have
completely
to listen to
sober
it
when
again.
you were talking about thermoses.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at that point you were.
And
Okay.
you were,
That's real.
but
Okay.
you might have gone a little bit past when you pulled the gun out and put it on the table.
That was the first podcast before, and that actually was not that was not an effect of the alcohol.
Okay.
I was seeing what I could
That was just general
brew
poor
up with
that was just being Brandon.
That was just America at its finest.
I was trying to either start something or demonstrate how American I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, get to these rules.
Yeah,
Let's
all
hear
right.
'em.
Number
Well,
2.
So that was rule 1.
First rule was 1 drink maximum.
Gotcha.
Okay. And I would say every single one of these rules has a caveat. It has an ellipsis at the end, so ... So
What
no
comes
drinking.
after
So
those
1 drink
dots?
maximum for us. I would prefer if our listeners had 2 drink minimum.
Right.
Hey yo.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is every one of these rules can be broken
Right.
if
If
need
need
be.
If
be.
necessary.
Yeah.
Now,
The
what's
second
Yeah,
rule
go ahead.
is refrain from sexual humor.
Okay, why?
You got pretty into
Go into
that.
it.
You really got pretty hardcore about some of your humor.
I was kind of hard
Wait.
about.
Are you breaking
Easy.
your rule right now?
Easy.
I see what just happened. I see what you did there.
Sexual humor, while funny,
Too easy.
it's too easy.
easy.
It's too easy.
I mean, look, it's gonna.
We just
like Brandon's
just-
wife.
Jesse doesn't have that
Jeffy
rule.
doesn't
That's
have
your
the
rule.
rules. That's my rule.
Jesse's allowed to do whatever he
He
wants.
might play that card a little differently.
Wait. So again, I think we should clarify that all of your rules have a ellipses after them.
Yep.
Yeah, all of
And
them.
after the ellipsis, the words
So-
unless absolutely necessary.
Yeah, because unless absolutely necessary, because
sometimes it is.
sometimes it's good enough.
Right.
The third one being refrain from racial or racist humor.
Yeah. Now,
Unless
actually,
absolutely
I'd like to
necessary.
talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
That's not across the
I'd
board.
like to talk about
obviously.
racism in general.
I think it's hilarious.
Well, I hate white people, so
Brandon,
I'm just,
I was wondering if maybe we could just work on your racism instead of the racist jokes.
It's coming from a place of pure, genuine honesty when you say it, as opposed to jokes.
Right. Wait, what?
He
Well-
doesn't joke about racism.
I think they were hitting pretty close to home.
I think what I was speaking about on episode 2 could have been misconstrued as some deep, dark racism.
well, yeah,
I remember now.
right. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I would say to that is, here's the thing: I don't think it was racist because it doesn't stem from a racist place, right? So, if anyone has seen the movie The Visit, they know that the deep darkies means like something evil, creepy.
Hashtag
weird.
spoiler alert. You
Yeah,
just gave
okay,
the whole movie
right,
away.
right. So, but
don't listen to this podcast before you watch.
I
The
think
Visit.
that segment was, if we're calling it a segment, was very funny.
We're not
We're not saying segment at
I'm
all.
sorry,
That's
another
one of the
rule.
rules.
Oh, I'm sorry.
that is a rule.
I think that topic that we talked about, the deep darkies, was actually really funny.
Okay. That was episode 2,
Yeah.
yeah,
and it'll never be aired.
right. Well, it
Well,
might.
I think it's possible that the idea of episode 2 is much larger than episode 2 itself.
Yeah.
So you think that was really funny?
I thought it was hilarious.
I did enjoy it. I did.
When I
will.
listened back, it was
Here-
probably my favorite
See,
part
here's
of
the thing.
episode 2.
I will say I'm different from you guys because I actually really enjoyed episode 2 more than episode 1. And so when I heard everyone's feedback, I was like, "Whoa, I'm the minority here." Because I even told Heather that I'm like, I think I liked episode 2 better than 1. That was before we all went out to the movies that night, talked about it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm definitely the minority here."
well, there was some gold in there for certain.
There was.
There was some good, but we had, I think, we had a lot that we wanted to discuss, talk about, and we went way overboard on some things.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
we talked about Black Friday. That might have been good. It might have been bad, but it was long.
Yeah.
So we just need Jesse, the referee, basically, to dial us in when we're going over.
Yeah. It's no problem.
Brendan, why don't you tell me what Rule 3 is? What did you just?
That
tell
was
us?
Rule 3.
Okay.
There
Was
actually
four?
there was a fourth.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember it. I do remember it.
You do?
Yeah,
Mark remembers Brandon's rule.
I
for
do. When we
this.
discuss it, it was something about the grammar, like not pausing long.
Oh, no grammar
That's right.
pausing.
No
That was
grammar.
more personal than-
vocab pausing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. it
Oh,
was.
when you're thinking of words? Or
Trying to
Yeah,
think of
right.
a
Trying to
big
think of a
word
more
to make
intellectual-
myself sound
smarter than he is.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Brandon has a pretty big vocabulary, actually. He
Right.
knows a lot of really cool terminology. He's an architect, and he knows like every name of every tool and every little thing. But he doesn't always
His face
grab
is
it quickly.
cringing right now because I think there's a
So
lot of
does
sex
it-
jokes that he could be hitting on right now, and they have to keep flying by.
Yeah.
Just thinking of flying
I
buttresses.
think that's the main problem. He's trying to think of a word, but there are 5 sex jokes between him and that word that he has to walk past in order to get to it. All right.
With all these rules, I'm really not sure what you're going to say during the podcast anymore, Brandon, to be honest with you.
All right.
So I remember that was the 4th rule.
Yeah, you're right.
That's correct. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Well, like we said before, rules are, they're a little flexible.
Yeah.
They're made to be broken.
Yeah.
But don't get carried away. The other thing that we had Raj. No.
Ravi.
Ravi.
He just put his head
Ravi.
down and shook it.
I think Ravi needs to quit because I'm getting sick of him, and I don't really have a firm grasp on what Ravi is.
Or what he's doing is what,
Right.
like what he's-
Ravi, can you take your headphones off and
yeah,
not listen to this part, please?
Yeah, no, he can listen. I'm perfectly comfortable with that. I think we should tell the listeners
we're letting Ravi go.
I don't know
Is that
about
what you're
that.
saying?
in this economy.
Is
Don't you think we should not do this over the air and give him the decency of letting him know before?
No, we need it to be official. This is legally. I mean, this is as
Binding.
official as it gets.
I thought this was a
You know,
partnership.
Ravi, do you want to be in a
I
room
know.
alone with him, unrecorded, when you fire him?
No, he'd scalp me.
Right. Ravi, you can still bring us coffee, but we're not even paying him.
No, we aren't.
You're still fired.
We got to cut the cord.
It's time.
Ravi, I'm sorry.
I thought this was a partnership and we'd hold it to a
He
vote.
does. He said that.
Oh.
He's telling me we do have a caller before he goes.
Well-
though, so
We can.
We don't usually take callers this early.
I
in
know that's the strange
recording.
thing about it.
Well, see, this is a good example of why Ravi's getting fired. He didn't text me the information. I've only told him how many times.
Yeah. Well, if
I
we're
need a
counting
name,
episode 2, a lot of
Text me
times.
the information, Ravi. Who's on line 1? What's their name? Why are they calling? Do they have a question? What's their general mood?
Patch it in.
I can't get anything. It's like he answered the phone,
No, just
didn't
wait.
ask any questions, and
wait.
sent it right to. All right. Well,
wait.
patch him through, Ravi, and then leave.
Hello?
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, is this Pharaoh?
Welcome to the podcast. This is Save It for the Podcast.
Podcast?
Yes. There's no Farrell here.
Oh, dude, this is Crest.
Oh, hey, Crest. Brandon is going to take this call.
I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I'm flattered.
What's his name? Devo?
My name's Crest.
Hey, Crest. Thank you.
Short for Crescent,
Okay.
but you can call me Crest.
Cool.
Where are you calling from, Cress?
San Diego.
Yeah, I figured.
What? Why you say that?
Because your name's Crest.
All right.
You have any questions? You have something? I mean, thanks for listening.
Just a general comment.
Okay.
I was wondering, like, what are some of your pet peeves?
Okay.
Or maybe stuff that annoys you?
Well, Ravi, but good question.
Because leave him alone.
You like Ravi?
I love him.
Uh,
Just talked to him for like the last 20 minutes while I was on hold.
he talked to you for 20 minutes?
You held for 20
Because
minutes.
he didn't get any of your information.
That's another good reason to let
Well,
Ravi go, I'm guessing. I don't
We
know.
were talking about guns
Ravi.
and weed.
Okay.
Well, that was on the ballot.
Where did you land on that?
I'm completely against weed.
Oh.
It's actually one of my pet peeves.
I did not see
That's
that
shocking.
twist. Yeah.
Hey, Crest.
Another pet peeve of mine
Go
is
ahead with-
surfing.
Yeah. Oh,
I
okay.
hate it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's shocking.
Things I love are LARPing
Oh,
Mm.
and the Bible, reading the Bible.
Crest, we might need to have you on the show.
Dude, I would love it.
Can you come to Columbus?
Crest, what's your favorite book of the Bible? If you're such a big Bible reader.
How about Deuteronomy?
Good one, Crest. Thanks a lot for that. And we're gonna
I'll hang up and
go-
listen.
Wait, was there a question?
Okay, unfortunately, we fired
Before I
Rob.
hang up, it was about pet peeves.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was the question.
We fired Ravi. He gave us the call, but then he couldn't hang up on Cress.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. We got ourselves in a pickle there.
Yeah. All right.
I
well,
don't know that
Pet
we
peeves.
answer his question.
Okay,
Does
good
that mean we're
question.
going to talk about pet peeves next?
yeah.
I'm good with pet peeves.
Yeah, we can talk about pet peeves.
Is there an outline?
No.
Well,
didn't do-
just the general 3 rules: no
4.
racism, sex jokes, or
Vocab pauses or too much drinking.
Right. So other than that,
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about pet peeves then.
okay.
Any that jump out right off the top?
First of all,
I've got a bunch.
what is can someone give me a Webster on peeve?
Well, you fired Ravi.
Wait,
I thought
Ravi.
is it Ravi or
Can we get
Ravi?
him-
I
back?
call him Rav4, but
Oh, right. Why do you?
I don't know.
That's just
Because
this is-
he owns a RAV4.
Oh, that makes sense. All right. Well, we don't need one. Forget it. We don't need a definition. Peeve. We know what they
Peeves.
are.
Yeah, but what's a pet peeve?
I have a pet peeve.
Okay.
When someone puts the toilet paper on backwards.
Well,
That's
let's
one of
talk about
mine.
that. What's backwards?
So
Upside down?
backwards is when it's coming out from the back end of
From the bottom.
from the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes, not
It's-
from over the top.
Right.
Yeah, I hate
From the-
when the toilet paper is coming
The
from
toilet paper always
the
goes
bottom.
down. That's
yeah,
because
yeah.
of gravity.
But it's coming up and over the
Okay.
top.
Yeah.
That I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other way where it's coming down and under.
okay.
Somehow my
Yeah, that
wife
makes total sense.
forgets this and
Oh.
always puts it the other way. And she says, I keep forgetting, and I always think you said to put it this way. Like, how do you not? But
She's doing it on purpose.
She also doesn't know the difference between left and right.
Oh. But here's my thing: is my wife. I got lucky. My wife, like, literally has the same pet peeve, and so it's
Yeah, that is
great because
So
we
your
both.
toilet paper is always
It's
going the right
always
way.
going the correct way, and I love that. But
good.
I can't stand it because here's the problem: when it goes down and under, a lot of times I find I can't find it. Like I end up rolling it the wrong way. Like I roll because I'm used to rolling it from top down. So when you roll it that way, if you roll the toilet paper that way towards you
Yeah.
when it's coming from underneath,
Sort of do that with it.
yeah, it'll always stay stuck. So you can't find where it's at. See what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Because that's the way
Totally.
I'm used to going. So I always want it to come from the top
Yeah, that makes
over.
sense.
So that's a huge pet peeve of mine.
I've got a couple toilet paper pet peeves. I've got 3.
I didn't even know there was more than one.
Yeah, I've got a list.
Okay.
One, I guess this is more of a problem with Costco. While I value the value in buying in bulk, the rolls are like as big as your head.
Oh,
So they're too big for my toilet paper holder.
So you got to keep
So
it
it's
on
tight.
like the sink for the first couple.
No, I
wipes.
I got it. Well, I keep it in my other bathroom, and I get it down to about 3/4.
And then you put it in your guest
And then I
bathroom?
put it in the guest bathroom. I shouldn't have to do that. One of my other pet peeves is the public restroom sideways, and it's 2 miles long,
Oh,
and it's thin.
yeah.
And it's too heavy.
It's so thin. It's too heavy. So as soon as you start to pull it, you grab off, it breaks off. So you
Oh,
break
yeah,
off
yeah.
about 8 pieces. That becomes the core.
Yeah.
That you roll another, I don't know, 100 feet of this, because it's not my toilet or paper.
Right, right.
You keep rolling it, and then, I mean, eventually you have 1 2-foot section of a normal 2-ply.
Right.
And with that type of toilet paper, along with the excrement, is the first layer of your skin that you're scraping off.
Right.
Well,
right. It's
I-
rough.
but-
it's like
but
it's
see-
like 120 grit.
I actually, that's the thing. I purposely buy cheap toilet paper.
I will
You want-
never, I
you
will
want-
never
well,
use
then-
your
okay,
bathroom.
wait. Let me correct
Yeah, you
it.
want the
Let me
abrasion,
correct
though,
it.
don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I get
I
it.
buy the Scott's brand, but the fluffier Scott's brand. But the reason is when it's got the aloe and it's so soft, it never grabs the poop off of my butthole.
I don't completely disagree with
Yeah,
that.
so I feel like all it does is like just add aloe to my butthole.
Yeah.
and
Which-
doesn't actually remove anything. It's just adding to me.
Well, let's
aloe's,
be honest.
aloe's
it's-
good after you've wiped.
yeah, it'd be great
Yeah.
after I'm done.
Yeah, 1 shot of aloe.
Right, why don't you just
so-
go down to Home Depot and get some 180 grit sandpaper?
Well, but that's why I don't buy the Scott's normal. I buy the Scott's whatever their purple like fluffier brand is.
What if you, go dry and then wet?
Well, I've done wet.
Dry gets
Yeah,
the bulk and then go wet.
Yeah, I've done that.
A wet wipe.
Yeah.
Dry's not cleaning anything.
I would
You can
agree.
layer aloe on top of it as many times as you want, but that's
Right. Well, here's the other problem. I try to be quick, right? I try to be quick when I take a crap.
right.
And the problem is I try to be too quick. But I think I leave a little bit inside still. So when I start wiping sometimes, all I'm doing is like wiping away a piece of crap that's still inside me.
Okay, so
And-
it sounds like you might have more problems.
Than just the toilet paper.
You need to address
Yeah,
several things.
I'm sure that's part of it.
That makes sense.
I don't think you should get sandpaper. I think you should get a shop vac.
You know?
Okay, did you have a third one though? Did you?
Well, my third one was actually it's not unlike
Wow,
what you
you-
were saying. There are a couple different ways to. What do you do after you get the toilet paper?
Yeah.
What do you do, Brandon? Why don't you tell us what you do? Because I already know what you do.
What do you mean?
You get
My
toilet
wiping
paper
process?
in your hand.
You
Okay.
bunch it up.
What is
Well,
that? What you do?
I
Tell me.
unravel a long section of toilet paper.
Okay.
I'm talking like, I don't know, 20 yards. Which I ball. I ball my toilet paper. I don't.
ball?
I don't roll.
That's what I wanted to get to.
I ball.
I
So
don't
I've
roll
got
either.
basically,
I bunch. I do a bunch.
I've got a fastball-sized
Oh.
wad of toilet
It's
paper.
literally like a ball.
And then I,
Yeah.
you get.
Insert.
You know
and
what I do from there.
Eject.
But I'd like to. It's probably important to note that the first wipe is always down.
Yes.
Second wipe is up.
I could
down.
not preach that any more than that. I would agree.
That's
I
important.
mean, I actually sometimes
Front to
for
back,
me,
back to front.
Yeah, back to front for me. Actually, for the first two, the second one's just in case.
Hang on, explain that. What's down?
From the
Front to
top
back.
of your butt
Top
crack
down.
down.
Yeah.
And
Back
so
to
are you
front?
going through your legs with your hand?
Yep.
No, I don't. You go through your legs, huh?
How do you do that?
I stand up and I stick my butt out.
There's no way you do that.
Hey, yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
That's incredible.
I will not go through because here's why. I'm gonna get piss on my forearm, and I can't. I mean, maybe you guys because you're thinner than me, but I might be because I'm a heavier guy. There is no way I am able to reach all the way to the back of my butt crack to bring it back down. I feel like I'm in the danger zone when I go there.
Well, here's the thing.
So I want to start from the clean area top and go down.
Who taught you that?
Oh, I myself.
Human
Nobody
nature.
teaches anybody
No.
how to wipe their
No.
butts.
No,
That's
I would
not
agree.
In school.
Well, see, I didn't have a father growing up, so I always thought, well, maybe I just didn't ever have someone to
Wait,
teach
surely
me
our
this.
parents taught us at some point, right?
No, I don't think my
How
mom
to-
ever did.
I mean, they didn't teach us technique.
No, not
No,
technique.
right.
Just to do it.
I mean, you learn it on the streets. You pick it up as you go.
I can't-
That's called on-the-job training.
So-
On-the-job training.
On the streets, literally, were you
Yeah.
just pooping in the street?
What I do.
Or did you grow up in Mexico?
What I do is I take the toilet paper, get maybe 4 good, tugs of it.
Yeah.
I take a corner and fold, kind of like I'm folding a flag.
Okay.
Keep
This is
folding,
like origami.
turn it into a paper football, play a couple rounds on the ground while I sit.
Nice.
Then I wipe. Not with the football. I go for more
Fresh
toilet
paper.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
you're sitting,
But
on,
makes
I
sense.
lean forward onto the ground.
you're not
Yeah.
sitting on the,
So
on the
then
ground.
my knees make red marks on my chest.
Could we talk? Well,
That would work.
I mean, I would just like each person's 30-second opinion on the squatty potty.
Oh.
Are
I
you
don't
hip?
even know
Are
what
you
that
hip?
is.
You
Oh,
don't?
I'm not hip.
Okay,
Okay.
wow.
Well, let me explain.
First off, they have an amazing commercial.
yeah, the
the
commercial's
unicorn.
brilliant. It's
I
really
saw them
great.
on Shark Tank as well. This is where I initially heard of
Oh,
them.
really?
And
Yeah,
then I heard them on Howard Stern.
Yeah, a friend of mine actually, like, I don't know who's telling other people, like, dude, for a good poop, you gotta go.
Yeah, a lot
the
of people.
squatty
It's a
potty. Yeah,
very
with
hot
squatty potty.
topic right now.
Okay, the squatty potty
I
is
love that story.
it's basically a stool, a step stool. So you're sitting like we're sitting
On your toilet.
on your toilet, legs parallel with the ground. This is a terrible way to poop.
Right.
The best way to poop is literally
Lifting
how your
your
dog
knees.
poops.
Yep.
You gotta lift your knees
Get your
up.
knees up.
You put your feet on the stool.
This is real. I'm telling you, this is
Yeah,
huge.
this is you gotta watch the commercial because it's perfect.
Yeah.
And it puts your whole body in a different position.
Yeah.
And it streamlines the process.
It relieves pressure off your colon
Mm.
and actually opens up the exit way
Mm-hmm.
so that it actually comes out quicker. It comes out healthier,
Yep.
and it puts less strain on your body.
Scientifically proven. More poop, less time.
Yeah. Healthy.
More health.
Yeah.
Right. Sounds great. So how many people are buying this?
A ton.
Dude, you're
And
not you gotta get in on
Yeah,
that.
I am not
Let me
doing
tell you.
that.
Let me tell you
Ground
something.
level.
So let me tell you the funny part about this. On Shark Tank, This guy came in there with this product. And here's the thing goes up against your toilet. Like it literally is shaped like a
It
U.
kinda hugs the toilet.
So it goes, you can push it in and hugs around the toilet. You can pull it back out and let your legs be up. So this guy who, him and his mom invented this thing. And this guy, tells the sharks about it on the Shark Tank. And they all are making fun of him. And they're like, why can't I just get a pile of books on each side, put my feet on them and use that? And he's like, no, because that would just be ridiculous. And when they ask him like how much have you made off this, and he says something like $1 million in X amount of, like a small amount of time, all of a sudden every shark offered him a deal.
Yeah.
And he was advertising on Howard Stern, and now this thing is like a
Did he take a deal?
millions. Yes, I think he took a deal from several sharks.
Oh, okay.
And because that's how, like, they all wanted in,
I
so
love
they
that show.
I do too. And so they actually all took advantage of it. And what his smart thing was is he was saying he wanted to pitch the item to insurance companies so that seniors in senior homes could get these things for free.
They
So
always have a
insurance had to
problem
basically pay
pooping.
for it. And so, it actually would help with seniors. And it's something about like it's healthier for your prostate, and like, it shows like all the science, but it's insane. It's like $20.
Yeah.
And it's selling crazy right
Wouldn't
now.
it be more elegant to just get a shorter toilet?
Well, they do have the low profile toilets, but for example, Michelle likes the low profile toilet because she's only 5'2".
Yeah, she's the shorter person.
She's a shorter person, but it's still not enough for someone like her.
I mean, like a really, they should make it like a
Hole,
10,
that's a hole in the
10-inch
ground,
high
basically.
toilet.
I mean,
Well,
that's what they have in Cambodia.
That's I was gonna say. Even across Europe, I mean, Jesse, you've been out there. If you don't pay for a toilet, you're gonna get some toilet seat on the ground that you don't sit on.
that,
You
right.
squatty potty.
You are
go old
squatting
school.
on it, yeah.
I mean, really, we have like 12 inventions that do that exact same thing, but higher up.
Yeah.
And it just costs more money.
It's insane. And we actually, I won't name names on this, but we actually know people who are wanting to purchase this.
I want to purchase. I want to try it.
I want to try it. I don't want to purchase it until I try it.
I don't think I care so much about the squatty potty. There's another invention for the toilet that I wouldn't mind discussing. And I discovered this in Guam, of all places, at the hotel.
Jeez.
It's
French?
it's a toilet seat. It's an electronic toilet seat.
Okay.
It just installs like a standard toilet seat, but it's electric. Okay, it plugs in. You have to have a wall outlet next to your toilet seat.
Okay.
Yeah.
You plug it in,
That sounds dangerous.
and it's got all these controls on the side.
Right.
It's got a bidet built in.
Yep. Is this a Japanese toilet?
Well, yeah, we were in Guam. It's a
Oh,
hotel in
Guam.
Guam. Their greatest demographic, I'd say, would be the Japanese
Okay.
tourist.
Yeah. I've actually heard about this, I think.
I was.
They have. You know where I saw this?
Where?
The Parade of Homes.
Seriously?
Yeah, this is like it's becoming, like the pizza oven on your
I tried to
patio kind of thing.
I tried to pitch it to some of the home builders, and they just thought it was ridiculous. But it's incredible. I was skeptical at first, like I was when you told me I should use wet wipes on my butt. But now I'm a believer.
Good. Good for you.
So this thing, anyways, it's incredible. It's, for one, the seat is warmed,
Yeah, I like that.
not by someone else's butt, but it's just electronically
That's
warmed.
the most disgusting feeling to me.
But no, but this
Oh.
knowing
I
But
don't
it's
mind
from
it.
someone
Jesse,
else's butt. It
yeah,
is.
when
No,
it's, but it's, when it's in
even-
your own house and it's not warmed, it's not warmed by someone else sitting on it
I would
previously.
agree if it's not by someone else.
I even getting into somebody's seat with my pants up, and their pants have been up, it still grosses me out. Let alone on a toilet after somebody. Had
I
been
think that's
sitting there
pure
with their-
efficiency.
I think that's-
I sometimes wait, even if there's stalls open. I wait for the one that's taken until they're
Yeah.
finished.
I don't have a problem with that. I like a warm. I don't like to be cold.
Oh, I hate
prefer
that.
warm
so this
seat.
thing is warmed.
I like
it's
to have
great.
chills while
Plus,
I'm doing
you
my
don't feel
business.
so bad about wrecking the toilet after. You're like, well, it's already kind of half wrecked when I got
Yeah,
it.
but nobody believes that. Now it's double wrecked, and they think you just
That's
exploded
true.
in there.
Oh man,
That's impressive.
They've
though.
got this.
are you judging people in the men's restroom? That's,
I actually have a good bit about that.
oh, go ahead.
All right, we're not calling it bit.
For our next segment.
This is actually a true story.
All right, tell me about it.
I was at work and I went into the bathroom and there's two urinals. I take the open one next to a gentleman who, passes gas while he's peeing.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Yeah, it's common.
Right.
He zips up and immediately walks out without washing his hands.
Okay.
Less than 5 seconds after he walks out, another guy comes in that I work with
Oh,
who just happens to be gay, and he comes up next to me and starts peeing.
Okay.
The stench is atrocious.
Yeah, and he thinks
Oh,
it was
from
you.
the prior guy.
He must think it's me.
Of course he does.
And I wouldn't care normally, except for the fact that he's gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, and I
You want him
I'm
to
not
be
gay,
attracted
but
to
I
you.
want him to be
I
attracted
get
to
it.
me.
Yeah, I totally get it.
So
And now he thinks you're this farty guy.
exactly. So now I find myself walking around trying to prove myself to him.
Well, like what?
I
Just
primp,
walk- just be around
stick
him
my
as much
chest
as you
out a
can
little more.
without farting.
Well,
so it's like
and
this guy doesn't always fart. At least he
I
takes
bat
it
my
in the-
eyes at him a little
Nice,
bit.
okay.
You know.
All right.
And then he's like, "Are you gay?" I'm like, no, I'm not gay.
Did you give
Why?
him,
You interested?
did you give him a glance?
Isn't that weird? That I would say, like, I remember there was one day where I got hit on by 3 gay guys in New York. Michelle
They're
was
just.
with me.
I think they prefer just guys.
And well, right, but
I'm
but-
not sure
Well,
about
right, but I got hit. That's true. But I got hit on by 3 guys.
Were you at a gay bar?
No, that's the thing. And I was with Michelle. We were just going around. We lived in New York at the time, and we went to Starbucks. We went to like American Apparel. We went to a couple
that
different
explains
places.
it.
And 3 different guys in one day hit on me, and it blew our minds. And I just remember telling that to one of my buddies, and he was like, "I've never been hit on by another guy."
Oh.
And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, I know I'm not gay, but I wish I would get hit on by another guy. It makes me feel a little inferior
least
by not being
some
hit on."
flirting, sure.
Yeah, it's so funny that like we're guys. We're so
I'll take a compliment
programmed.
anywhere I can get it. I mean, it's not coming from 21-year-old girls anymore. I don't care who it comes from. If they're interested in my eye color, I'll have a conversation with them.
It's true. I get it. I know. I felt look. Believe me, I was probably had a little extra, skip in my step that day when
Yeah,
I was hit on by
absolutely.
3 guys.
I mean, it's the next best thing to a woman, really. I mean, it is.
What would be the thing after that?
A straight man.
Oh, okay.
Don't go any further than that, please.
Well, I just think if a woman would say,
I think a lesbian would be the highest compliment.
I think that's probably
That might be
yeah.
true,
okay, First
actually.
of all, I guarantee you, none of you have ever gotten a positive compliment from a lesbian.
That's exactly why that would be the number
Right.
one compliment.
I agree. However, just put that aside because it's not happening. You might get one from a married woman. You might get one from a woman with like 3 kids.
Well, that's too easy.
You very,
Right.
very low chance. You might get one from like a college girl who sees like actually attractive men every day.
Right.
High
That would be
probability
cool.
a high school girl would give you a compliment.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they've got low self-esteem, sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I mean, a gay guy, he knows what he wants.
Yeah.
He likes guys.
Yeah.
He knows you're not gay. They know.
Yeah. Right.
But
exactly.
if he says, "Oh my gosh, Mark, your hair looks perfect, just like gray in just the right places. You're silver. I love it." That's amazing. I love that.
right.
I used to work at Express. There were a handful, and I loved it. Sometimes I would flirt to get like better hours. It's just who I am.
You
I
got
can't help
to
it.
use what you got. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
If you've got it,
Flaunt it.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh, I'm refraining so hard right now.
Wait.
You want another drink? Oh, the other one.
The other one.
I see.
Now you do have a beer, Brandon.
A beer or
Oh,
beard?
you know what? That reminds me. The segment.
Yeah.
What we
right.
drinking?
What we drinking?
Jesse. Looks like you got a purple flower jar.
Yep. I just fill it up with Arnold Palmer.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Cool. Good
How-
on you,
it works,
Arnie. All right, Mark.
This sounds like a lot of work.
This is the Wild Turkey American Honey again.
Nice.
very
You don't
easy.
have a rule. You can do what you want.
No rules.
Wild turkey.
Yeah.
Brendan, what you got over there?
Donation brew. It's called Electric Peel by Magic Hat.
Tell me about
It's
it.
it's a grapefruit IPA.
I do like Magic Hat.
That's a West Coast IPA.
It's I would say it's
West Coast, they do that grapefruit thing. I
it's
love grapefruit.
fragrant and floral, hoppy.
What,
You're almost
on
out
a
of the
s-
season for that.
On a scale of 1 to 2, 1 being turkey and 2 being electricity, what would you give it?
2.
Nice. I'm drinking a local brew from Elevator Brewery, Dark Horse, which Elevator
Let me see it. Let me see it.
Elevator Brewery has the worst
I was going to
art
say that's the one, isn't it?
of any beer.
It is so bad.
It's a picture of a horse with sunglasses, crudely drawn.
But it's not even just a horse. It's not even a good-looking horse.
No,
drawn.
it's so
it looks
bad.
Like
They do that on purpose, though.
They do.
I know,
but
Yeah, it's
still.
more
But
graphic,
does
more
it taste
iconic.
good?
it's delicious.
All right, then.
Yeah.
They know what
Eric,
they're
and the way
doing.
you said elevator,
Yeah.
I thought you were getting ready to do a plug, a promotion, like last time when Jesse did Bic. He did
Thank
did
you
an
to our
advertisement.
second sponsor, Elevator Brewery Company.
Who's not a sponsor?
What goes up
Not a
must
sponsor.
come down.
Oh, nice.
Magic
can I
Hat.
guys-
Magic
Can I
Hat
tell
is
you
not
guys
sponsored.
a quick story?
Yeah.
I hope it's quick.
Okay. For the listeners
I
out
didn't.
there.
I didn't ever get to finish my
Little-
my bidet story.
Little backup. We'll come back
We
to it.
covered enough of toilets.
We'll come back to it after the podcast. I bought a duplex. We're going to move into it. We're going to rent the other side out. It's kind of an investment.
And what are
if
you going
will.
to do with the house you currently live in?
Rent it.
You're gonna rent that.
We're going to
one.
become just
Slumlords.
landlords.
Oh,
Well,
you almost went there.
I actually learned the difference between a
Slamlord?
landlord and a slumlord when I bought this duplex, because the duplex is in a pretty shady area. And the when we bought it, the previous owner was slumming it.
Oh.
Okay, so they put countertops on top of the old countertops. Like
What?
they just covered up the old countertops with more countertops.
I don't think that's possible.
Well-
I mean, you can do that to flooring.
I can show you. So that's a good example of what a slumlord would do. All right, take the easy way out, just slap something on there.
That's
There were
incredible.
like 7 layers of flooring in the kitchen.
Right.
The bathroom had 2 layers of flooring on top of the carpet. All right.
So there was a carpet
Yeah.
underneath
Yes.
the flooring.
Yes. So these are some of the things they're doing. Anyway, that's just a little backup. We bought a duplex. It's in a rental district. It's kind of how we put it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of poor people.
Okay.
There were 2 prostitutes that live on my porch. They still live there. I haven't. I told them. I mean, we're not living there. I said, listen, stick around. I don't care. Pick up the trash. They're still trash. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you gotta let them go.
I'm gonna have to let them go.
Are
at
you
some
paying
point.
them for that?
They're paying me.
to live there.
Renting my space out.
Right.
There are condoms there every night.
Oh my gosh.
It's a disaster. Anyway, that's
At least they're using condoms though. We gotta give them credit.
that's true.
That's a good thing.
Public service announcement. Use a condom, people.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm over there working, and I see the neighbor. I thought, I'm going to go, get chummy with the neighbor. I need her to know who we are. So I said, hey,
Wait,
my name's...
does she live in the other side of the duplex?
No, sorry.
no.
She lives in the building next door.
Okay.
It's another
Okay,
duplex.
so it's a separate-
She
okay.
lives, yep. But right next door from me, I go over and I said, hey, my name's Erik. We just bought the place. I wanted to introduce myself. We're going to be moving in a month or 2. And she says, hey, my name is Latifah. I said, Latifah, it's really nice to meet you. And at this moment, I realized
She has a lisp.
I'm looking at her 2 front teeth, and there is a massive gap
Right. Okay.
between them.
Okay.
And I'm also realizing there's a fair possibility that her name is not Latifah. And I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know how to back up. I just repeated
Latifah.
her name back to her as Latifah. So I'm left with 2 possible options
You continue
here.
the conversation with a lisp?
The rest of my life. I have to. Oh, Latifah, it's nice to meet you. I'm so glad to see you. I'll be over the next door if you need me. And that's the one where she can't do anything about it, right? I mean, what's she gonna say?
Right.
Maybe he does have a lift. Right. She doesn't know. So either that, or I didn't choose that. I wish I would have. I just kind of left, and I'll never speak to her again as long as I live, because that'll just be easier.
What do you think your name really is then?
It might be Latifah.
Well, it would be.
I don't know.
It would be ironic that her name would account for the one thing she's missing.
Right.
Well, that Latifah. I mean, it's in the name, and I'm staring, and I'm realizing everything at once. There's no way this woman's name is Latifah. Shh. Is it Letitia? I can't
no.
say Letitia.
Oh yeah.
You got to get her to spell it.
You're gonna have to get in her mail.
Mail.
I just
Mail
won't.
mix up.
Open her mailbox.
Guys, I'm never going back there again. I'll never. If I see her,
But what if you find out her name is really Latifah? Then you don't have to avoid her.
I don't know. It's already ruined in my mind.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just a mess.
That's like talking to a dude with a lazy eye and trying to figure out which one you're supposed to look at.
Which one are you looking at?
Yeah.
You're checking your shoulder, like, is he? Are you?
I always wonder. I try to look at the one right at you,
Yes.
but can he see well enough to tell that you're not looking at?
Oh,
the
he
right-
knows.
He
Oh, he
knows.
knows.
He knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
Look at his nose. That's what
Well,
I would
that's
do. Look
you know that's
in
it's
between.
it's when somebody's cross-eyed that you realize you never can make eye contact with both of somebody's eyes.
No, right.
You just naturally go back and forth. That's what
Yeah.
you do in
Yeah,
a conversation. If you
But
stare
I
at
can-
somebody's eyebrow, like right in the middle or something, it looks like you're staring at
Yeah,
their
so-
nose.
yeah.
It doesn't look like
That's
they're not
true.
looking at you.
Then this guy,
They're realizing
Yeah.
he's not making
this
any eye
guy's got
contact
cross
with me.
eyes,
That's a good
and
point.
he thinks you're staring at his nose.
Right. This guy's
Do you think that the guy with the lazy eye then goes over to like his wife and says like, "Nice guy, but he just won't look at me. He won't look
make
straight
eye
at me. Like,
contact
he's
with-
weird. Like I think he's shifty."
he's yellow.
He goes to his wife and says, "We just can't see eye to eye."
Oh,
Oh, it's such an interesting.
I'm glad you saved that. You've been thinking about that all week, and you brought it here today.
I was
this
waiting for the
podcast.
one time that somebody would talk about a lazy eye.
Oh,
It's been probably 4 years I've had that.
oh man, that's
You
perfect.
saved it for the podcast.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah. Sensing a theme here already.
Yeah.
What is the theme?
Yep. What is the thing?
Brandon gets gypped.
Oh, Brendan, why don't we go back to the earlier conversation?
What do you want to go back to?
Brandon,
Brandon?
Where-
first of all, explain why you've been crying in the corner.
Well, you may have noticed my silence. Just been a little hurt. I didn't get to do a pet peeve.
If you notice, I didn't either.
Yeah, I think
I
there
know.
was, I think
I
there
think it
were
was
3
just
other
marking
people.
I was
The
curious.
pet peeves.
I was really curious what yours was, since you're
I thought yours too.
you brought it up.
Well,
No, I
this
did
is-
not.
You brought it up, and you didn't get to go.
I didn't bring it up.
Oh, you encouraged that
Cress
Crest
did.
move forward with it.
Okay, this is the part of the show. We're not going to call it a segment, where
It's
we
nothing is a segment.
we go back and we tie up some loose ends from the episode.
Right, because
Okay.
I mean, we're closing down anyway.
That's where we were coming to a close. I was going to go back to it. All right, but Jesse goes first. Jesse, tell me about a pet peeve of yours.
A small one, but when people clip their fingernails in public settings.
Oh, I would totally
At
agree.
work, I hear it happen
At
all
work?
the time at people at their desk. And
It's bad enough
in
in a
the
public
sa-
setting, but at work,
it's bad enough at home. Like even the sound of my wife doing it, for some
Right,
reason that
me too.
sound
Yep.
annoys me to no end.
It
But
grosses
to
me
do it
out.
in a public setting like work at a cubicle,
That's mind blowing.
I can
drives
honestly
me
tell
insane.
you, I have never
Never.
taken finger clippers away from my home.
yeah.
from my bathroom.
Right. I mean, why didn't you do it when you picked them up? That's how much time it takes. The amount of time it
Right.
took you to pack those into your bag,
Well-
you could have just clipped all your
Well,
fingernails.
we know the answer. I work for
the government.
the government.
I
So
understand.
people want to find the best way possible to waste time.
And money.
So yeah, so they're gonna clip their nails at work.
That is insane.
Let that just be foreshadowing for some. What is that noise?
What the?
Brandon, you literally
Why do you have fingernail
have
clippers?
fingernail clippers with
Were those
you.
in your shirt?
It's not. It's not like it's your wallet where you keep it with you at all times. Why was that in your pocket?
It's in my bag.
What else is in there?
Everything.
That's a whole episode.
Yeah, no, you know what? Actually,
You know what?
he
One of
says
my pet-
everything is in his bag, but he didn't even have his notes with the rules on them in his bag.
He's got those
Well,
memorized.
long fingernails are one of my pet peeves.
Fair, you know.
I do.
fair
I
enough.
do clip mine at work, but I do it when I'm on the toilet pooping. So the sounds kind of get mixed together.
That's actually one of the best places to do it because you can flush them.
Yeah. Or if they're on the ground, it's
Yeah.
okay. It's the least grossest thing on the ground
Right.
in the men's bathroom.
Right.
I got these really dope clippers though that have a guard inside. It collects them,
I've seen that.
so you can do whatever you want with them
I
afterwards.
just, it's
Like
so
a hole
disgusting.
punch. And you know what? Also,
Exactly.
like a hole punch, it's going to
hole
tip
punch.
over and spill fingernails all over the place. Just like a hole
That's
punch
like a
does.
horror movie gone wrong for me right
I
there.
was wondering what would happen if you like would have reduced them in a pan with some butter.
Brandon, do you have a minute?
Sure.
Because I would like to take this moment
Absolutely.
to tell you to think about your pet peeve
While Erik talks about his.
and just to save it for next week. I think we're gonna have time for it then.
Oh, that's a good point. Just save it for the podcast.
Yep.
I've got it now, but I'll remember it for next week. I'll remember it.
Just save it for the
Can you,
podcast.
can you
I won't forget it.
tease it? Give us a little tease.
Okay, you go ahead.
Just tease it.
We got time.
Little teaser.
You know what? Screw the sponsors. Ravi doesn't even have the stuff queued up anyway. Go
He's
ahead.
gone.
See it. Good riddance.
Yeah.
He will not be missed.
You
We're
want-
getting a girl next time. Sick of Mark always picking dudes.
You want the teaser?
Just for the
I want-
compliments.
yeah.
I want to know what it is. We've all got many, right?
Brendan,
the
what's
one
your
that comes
pet
to
peeve?
mind. The one that comes to mind at this recording.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've been thinking about it for about a half an hour now. So go ahead.
So you go into a fast food joint, Wendy's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Arby's, any of them.
Give me
Burger
more
King?
examples.
You eat in.
Subway?
You guys ever eat in at a fast food restaurant?
Of course.
They give you a tray.
It's been a while.
What do you do with your tray when you're done?
Yeah, you have
Eating.
to
Put it on
save
top of
it.
the
You have to
trash?
put it up there on top of the trash
stack
can.
it
Put
on
the
top of
trash away and stack it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
My pet peeve is when the stack is not nested.
Nested?
When there's just a big shelf there for it.
No, when there's a bunch of trays and people didn't
Oh,
make them stack like they were
Brandon,
designed
they're
to.
made
Brandon.
to stack a certain way.
There's like that dude that
You-
put it like
you-
3 inches off the side.
You recalled this so you could give us that pet peeve?
That is a stupid pet
It's
peeve.
really weird.
What else you got?
I thought it would be good for people to
Well, there might be listeners
change
out
their
there who-
habits.
If you guys go to our, what do we have, a Twitter?
Oh yeah, we got all of them.
If you go to our Twitter account, you'll see. No, where would they see a picture of?
Sure.
No,
On Twitter.
Instagram.
Twitter.
Yeah, Instagram.
Instagram.
If you go to our
Twitter.
Instagram account, you'll see a picture of Brandon's pet peeve,
Mhm.
and one of the others.
But we won't say which
We're not going to
one.
say which one.
That's good.
All right. Well,
Oh, did
Jesse?
you want to give out our number?
I'd like to give out a couple things actually because we're wrapping up. The phone number 614-537-1095. That is a 24-hour number. Feel free to call if you have one of three things: a suggestion, a question, or an additional suggestion. So you have to do it in that order.
So not like a suicidal
If you have
tendency.
two suggestions, you have to give a question in between.
And you can text or just leave a
Yep,
message
text,
on the voicemail.
Text, MMS,
Mm.
also appropriate. I think it's iPhone, so you can be sure that you can get a confirmation on the delivery of your text message. That being said, next episode we're gonna have a couple really great things to talk about, but we'll save that for the podcast.
Have questions or comments for the show? Email us at saveitforthepodcast@gmail.com. That's 2 podcasts in the address. Want to support the show or buy us a drink? Head over to saveitforthepodcast.com. Again, that's 2 podcasts in the address. Once you're there, click on the Buy Us a Drink tab and become a backer. While you're at our site, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and SoundCloud. We'll talk to you next week on the Save It for the Podcast podcast.